Hi, I hope everyone's week is starting well. Everyone's doing good. Today we are making fudge. It's something I usually just make around the holidays, but one of my good friends who's been visiting, her husband's coming up again to get her and her kids to go back home, and he made it very clear he would like fudge. And guess Chef D was like, you should make him fudge. So we're gonna make it. We're probably gonna have to send some to a few other people because it makes a lot of fudge. But thought that'll be fun. Kind of a grab bag recipe of the week. The first thing I did was grease our dish with butter. So you just do a nice solid grease of butter there. So we're going to pour it into, and you want that done before it's ready to pour. So if you've got to do it while it's sitting and ready, it could burn. It probably will burn. Alright, so I'm going to put you guys over here. Sheet. Got 3 cups of sugar. I always use a wooden spoon for it. Alright, I know this is huge. I've actually already poured half of it into a container. You only need about 5 ounces. I ordered the small, they gave me the large. That's what we're pouring in. Evaporated milk. And then we start with a stick of butter. You don't need to make it room temperature or anything. We're about to heat it up plenty, so it's fine to go as is. I do kind of cut it up at least into fourths, just to help it melt a little faster. That's about all you need to do. Right. Alright, so we're going to set it on medium-high. Get as close enough. Alright, we're going to start it up. We're going to get it heated, get everything melted with the butter and mixing. And we're going to bring it to a boil. Imagine any of my loyal and original viewers have had this fudge plenty of times. I know it definitely takes some practice. Again, it's not right from the start. I started making this when I was in middle school. It is a Mima recipe. So we would make it for the holidays. We make this and some other flavors of it. We're making just straight chocolate. But you'll see, since it's just chocolate chips, you can do peanut butter chips, you can do butterscotch chips, white chocolate chips. I have a few other recipes, fudge recipes that are a little more complex, but one's more for the fall, one's more for the winter, so we'll save those. But we'll just work on the basic one. Once you get that technique down, then you can make any of the others. But have y'all's week started off well? I hope so. There we go. Another thing we do is we always stir in the same direction. Sure what that was. Like on the butter or something. And I know it sounds crazy, it shouldn't make any sense, but it does help with consistency. We actually did an experiment about that because it had always been the rule of thumb was you stir in the same direction, and my people was like, does that actually matter? And so we made a batch where we stirred in the same direction and a batch where we stirred in opposite directions back and forth, and the consistency was just a bit creamier. It wasn't bad stirring both ways, it was definitely a bit creamier just stirring the one way. So I maintain the Mima rule that you stir in the same direction. And you keep stirring because you don't want anything to burn. If you let it sit for too long, it's going to burn sugar well. So you got to keep stirring. It's a good arm workout. Our butter's melting. Yes. That's good. Yeah. Can be kind of hypnotizing to just watch. When it starts boiling, it always kind of reminds me of like blown glass. You'll see. Maybe you'll agree with me. Maybe you'll think it looks like something else. But that's what I know. Yeah, it doesn't take long for the butter to melt. Just patience. I know it could be more chatty. I'm trying to think of fun things. Be my birthday in a few days. That'll be exciting. Sean and I are having a little mini staycation. So that'll be fun for a couple nights. Then it'll be his birthday. So you guys are going to be seeing different birthday-esque desserts today. So Mom's coconut cake. I'm doing strawberry cake, but I'm going to do cupcakes. Got a few people we can give them to who also have kind of birthdays and whatnot around this time, so we'll deliver. And then Sean wants a cookie cake. So it's kind of fun. We're all doing birthday-esque, but a little different for each one. So that's a little different to watch for y'all. Alright, see, everything's melted. How well y'all can see. So right now I'm like bubbling, like legitimate bubbling. Sorry, I'm just gonna put it there. While we're stirring, then we know that it's boiling really well. So I was always told if you stir and the bubbles go away, it's not really boiling. If you stir and they keep coming back, then it's boiling. It can just be like mesmerizing to watch. Hypnotizing. You're getting sleepy. You're getting very, very sleepy. You want fudge. You wish you could reach for the screen and get you some. So let it be that. Let's see. Give it a few seconds and see if it starts. You can see light little bubbles coming over here. That's good. Lots of just little bitty powder. Alright, yeah. Seeing new bubbles coming all over. So it's definitely boiling. Alright, so we look at the time. We go, okay. 5 minutes of boiling and stirring. 5 minutes. I got my hand a little too close, but not bad. This is where when I was little, I would get tagged in. Or I could tag me mine for a couple minutes. You gotta get used to it during that long. See how glossy it's becoming? Shiny, kind of foaming up with the bubbles. You can keep stirring all in the same direction. Start doing big pops, you just turn your heat down a bit. Because it will, it's definitely popped and gets right up there on your skin. You gotta kind of wash it right away. That sugar will burn. I'm actually going to turn mine down just a bit in anticipation. For all my years, I know. So see, that was about 2 minutes. Got it up, it starts rising up. Turned it down just a couple notches. From kind of a high medium to a low medium. So see, it's still boiling just fine, but it's not going to like, should be bad. For me, and for you, and for the fudge. And for the stovetop. I always think this is where it starts looking kind of like those videos of people blowing glass. It's all like shiny and it's got the bubbles that aren't quite popped out yet and stuff. I don't know. How I think of it anyway, it's how I know what I'm doing. Alright, so I got 2 more minutes. What it takes. You gotta keep doing. As opposed to, you know, like our entrees or things where you can kind of stir and let it sit and simmer and then come back to it. This is a constant stirring. Nothing burns. This is actually kind of how you start pralines. I'm not the best at them, but I've made them a few times. I could get a friend of mine who's really good at them to come over. Maybe we'll make those one day. We'll have to see. And about 30 seconds. I'm gonna like tag a hand out. Alright, so we're going to turn it down to low heat. Add in 1 tablespoon vanilla extract. He wants to get all mad at me. Stir that in. Now we're going to add our marshmallow. Stuff you use for like fluffernutter sandwiches. I also use it for fudge. Oh, come on, come on. Come on. Let's try to get all of it scraped out. Gotta use that muscle back in too, because you gotta get it all mixed in. Trying to smush and melt it into it, basically. It's kind of my tactic. And then stirring, and then seeing what lumps are still there that need to be smushed and melted. It's a very professional way to do it, I'm sure. But it works. Never had any complaints. And we're just doing straight chocolate. You could add nuts if you wanted to. That is totally up to you. I typically add nuts to a different fudge recipe, so I leave this one nut free. Yeah. Got it all. See, there we go. So that's all good and mixed. Final ingredient. Chocolate chips. Can't do just one. I think it's like 12 ounce, 11.5 ounce, whatever. Bag of chocolate chips. There we go. With my hair. Tickling my arm. Alright, so mixing this in too. And kind of making sure it's not over solidifying or burning, still just mixing. I can get all the way off now. If it's hot enough, it'll melt them pretty well. we go. First, stir it in. Right, there we go. Alright, then we're just going to let it cool. First out here, and then we'll put it in the fridge just for keeping. Then all you do is slice it up and pop it out. Yeah. Bon appetit. Have a good day.